Is that better?
Oh, I can actually hear you this time.
God damn it.
I still cannot.
I was saying horrible things about you.
I can't hear myself. I can hear JJ
That was
and Berto loud and clear.
really gross.
It was very satisfying. It tastes like Chinese food.
I heard the... Oh, God, it smells like Chinese food.
I don't know why. I haven't had China in a few days.
That's
That means
so
it's
much
been
more
stagnant.
confusing.
It's been sitting.
Oh, now it's over here. Oh, okay.
It's funny that it hit him first, but you and I are way closer.
I know.
You even looked at him,
it did a
and then
loop
it wafted
back to
this
me.
way.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's
that
lingering. It is heavy. It
that
is heavy air.
Oh, that's potent.
Aaron made blue cheese leek soup.
Okay, interesting.
Blue cheese
Meal.
is basically moldy cheese, right?
Yeah.
So you're burping moldy cheese and leaks at us right
The
now.
most delicious.
This is the Darkside Records and Gallery Podcast.
Welcome to the Darkside Records and Gallery podcast. I'm JB,
I'm JJ.
I'm Berto.
and this is episode 10.
This is episode 10.
We have officially reached the precipice of being a legitimate podcast.
Wait, we've stepped back.
No, we're literally at it. Before we were approaching,
So this is a good precipice. You fall into a positive precipice.
from here we coast into podcast legitimacy from here on out.
Coast?
I just
don't know.
pictured,
I don't see coasting as the next thing after a precipice. It's usually a plummet.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're backing away from the precipice
We're
of
that
obscurity
poor
right
little
now.
raccoon in Ace Ventura 2. It's holding on for dear life.
I was picturing the Joe Satriani surfing with an alien cover when you said this.
If I learned anything from Toy Story, flying is just falling with style. And that's all we're doing.
Okay.
You know what's weird about this? I don't think
We're
it's,
standing.
I don't think it's that we're standing. I don't think it's that we're in the new store. I think the weirdest thing is that there's so much light.
It's a lot of light.
It is very bright.
And I'm kind of uncomfortable with it. Like, I feel like this should be the kind of thing that's conducted in a seedy basement and or man
Exactly.
cave attic.
Like by our
Hello.
podcast standards, this is like blinding in here.
It is.
I have not seen
I
so
can
many
s-
details on your face, I think, ever in my life.
Well, I also started using a new cream, JB. How nice of you to notice.
I was going to say the hairline just might have gone back a little bit.
Yeah.
so it's
Okay.
more-
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Da-da-ts.
You know what? You're taking care of yourself, and it shows. That's what's important.
Thank you, John.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for your concern and friendship.
You're welcome for most of those things.
Okay.
Okay.
Somebody told me they listened to this the other night. Guy came in at like 8:45 and he said, "Oh, I listened to your podcast. How's the move going?"
But you didn't fucking use the code?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
I think last week's
Well, he
code,
said
last
he
time's
made-
code was a little confusing
He
anyway.
said he listened to most of the podcast.
I personally forgot the code, so if anyone used it and didn't get their money or their discount, it was my fault.
Look, I'm just going to say this now. For anyone who's listening, we give a code for a 10% off coupon at the end of the podcast. All you have to do is skim to the last 5 minutes.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
It's
30
in,
seconds.
It's in there somewhere.
JB, I'm going to need you to take this, cut it, and edit it to the end of this podcast. This
Nope,
disclaimer.
I'm telling them now. No, you know what? I'm gonna edit it so that the code is somewhere in the middle. It's not even gonna be at the end. I'm just gonna
So it'll be
randomly
like
intersperse
in the middle
it.
of a serious conversation, it's all of a sudden going to be like, Comanche.
Maybe I'll create like a little jingle that happens. You know, like da-da-da-da-da, coupon code, and they'll be like, "All right, this is the coupon code for this week. Coupon code is
Double mint gum.
Monkey anus.
Okay.
what is monkey ass? What
Monkey anus. That was his idea.
Where did monkey anus come from?
I just said it.
Who knows where thoughts come from? They just appear.
My mouth.
Da-da-da-da, This is being
Along
your
with
coupon
lentil
code.
leek blue cheese soup, apparently. Comes
Exactly.
out of his mouth.
Oh God, and into our nose holes and other orifices, and it's disgusting.
I'm searching Twitter. I put it out earlier that we were going to be recording a podcast. See if there's any questions.
Berto and I realized today we were working together at the store, the old store,
Site A.
Site A.
Isla Nublar.
That's my lead-in to what this whole podcast is going to be about. But we were working together, and we realized at one point we had like a solid, 20 minutes where it was just you and I talking about nerdy things, and we're like, we could have just recorded this. This could
Could have been the inaugural Dorkside.
This could have been Dorkside right here. What was the name of the girl who had the Dorkside Twitter handle? Rebecca something?
Yeah, some insignificant human being who is taking our Twitter handle.
Coming for you, Rebecca.
I find your lack of followers disturbing.
For someone whose Twitter handle is Dorkside, especially. But so,
Said Lawrence Kasdan.
excuse me?
Are you just picking out filmmakers and applying them to the situation?
Yes. Thank you. I was contributing to the Nerdcast, the Dorkcast.
Lawrence Kasdan.
Yeah, pulled that one out.
Okay.
Bet you didn't see that coming.
I thought you were speaking gibberish. So
Hey,
that
JJ,
shows
you
where
want
I
to know
was.
something cool?
What?
Did you know that in America there are no cats?
There are no cats in America, and the streets are paved with cheese.
The fuck are you guys talking about right now?
Berto and I were moving some stuff the other day, and somehow he told me that Fievel, the cartoon mouse, was a Hungarian Jew who moved to America to not be oppressed by cats. And it turns out he wasn't.
Specifically, the Cossack cats.
It turns out he wasn't too far off. He was a Russian Jewish mouse who moved to America. And the song goes, "There are no cats in America, and the streets are paved with cheese."
It was basically a
Wow.
child's animated film all
Yeah.
about like Jewish immigration in the 19th century.
Wouldn't that be the 20th century?
No, I think it was 1800s. I think that's when.
Is that when it's set?
I believe so.
I'll
There's
guess
still a
I'm-
steamship.
I mean, I think I saw that movie when I was maybe 10 years old. So
I have,
had,
I saw it when I was a kid too, and the fact that there are no cats in America stuck with me.
I have this sort of like vague recollection of him being a Jewish mouse who was coming over to America from somewhere. But you remember these details that are like Cossack cats?
I
That's
have
very
a
specific.
Ridiculous film memory.
Wow.
One time, I ID'd Men in Black from the opening chord before like the studio logo streamed. And I had a bet going with whoever I was watching with at the time. I'm like, I bet you $5 is Men in Black. And the person was like, there's no fucking way. You know that from this. I'm like, in 10 seconds, there's going to be a bug's eye view scrolling through the opening credits. Easiest $5 ever made. Not
love that-
counting that thing with the hobo.
I love that that's the movie that you could reference in 5 seconds flat. Oh, it's fucking Men in Black. I got come on, guys, come on.
I'm done. I'm checking out. I've seen it.
I remember better Fievel Goes West, not the original Fievel.
I don't
That is
think I
also
saw
an
Fievel
enjoyable
Goes
one
West.
with Wiley Burp, the
What?
sheriff dog.
So there
Listen, I just got through explaining my ridiculous memory for film.
What about Rescuers Down Under? I like
Oh
that
yeah,
one as a kid.
that's a good one. Did you see the first one, The Rescuers?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I was more of a Chippendales Rescue Rangers fan.
Nothing wrong with that.
And
I
then-
think we have the coupon code though.
Which is what?
Fievel Mousekowitz
There you go.
Fievel Mousekowitz.
in the Cossack Cats.
Hey, now there's a band. Fievel Mousekowitz and the Cossack Cats.
That is a great band. You could play the Jewish circuit. That's a thing. I'm not even kidding.
Well, we could have a Darkside house band here who plays Friday nights. They just
And they're called Fievel Mousekowitz and the Cossack
Cossack
Cats.
Cats.
exactly.
Not the worst idea ever.
So the whole reason for this podcast is we are broadcasting from within the confines, the
Top secret location.
Not so secret.
smelly.
Dirty.
I think I'm getting high on paint fumes.
Dusty.
Incredibly possible.
We are in the new store right now.
Site B.
The ever elusive Site B.
Plan B to some.
No. This was Plan A all along, you see. So we are at our new store at 611 Duchess Turnpike. That's where we're recording this podcast from.
That's true. It's actually pretty uncomfortable right now because we have no chairs.
That's good. That is
We have
correct.
chairs. We're just not using them.
I think that makes it worse.
I think that makes it worse
we know
now that I know that there are chairs. I know there's one folding chair in the back.
There's two folding chairs.
And then these splintery wheels of
Those are
things.
too high.
The little ones are nice.
Berto might disappear for 5 minutes in this podcast, and he'll be
I'm
finding
just
chairs
gonna lay down
from
on this
somewhere.
fucking box of boxes.
So we've been working day and night tirelessly.
Insert Drew Carey show theme here.
What?
Oh no, I have the wrong song. That's
thought that was,
his song's about Cleveland.
yeah,
isn't
Cleveland.
it?
Yeah,
like
Cleveland,
Cleveland
rocks. Yeah.
I can't think of. There's some show theme song I'm thinking of about working.
There's an 80s dance song. She works hard for the money.
No, not that one.
So hard.
Roxanne. She also worked hard for her money.
Does he
I
actually
put it
refer
on.
to her working for the money in that song?
He encourages her not to do it. Actually.
He does encourage her not
okay,
to do it. He
okay.
tries to Richard Gere
You
her,
don't have
but
to.
I think Sam Seaborn proved you can't save the hookers.
What?
No,
was
you
a
know what? That's
West
fine.
Wing
That was
reference.
an obscure West Wing reference, yeah.
Was there a lot of ping pong dialogue in that show?
Yes.
Yeah. It's Aaron Sorkin. There's
Yeah,
always
Aaron
ping
Sorkin.
pong.
Yeah.
Classic Sorkin.
See? I got a reference. See? I know that one. Ping pong dialogue?
Ping pong.
Ping pong dialogue.
Ping pong.
Ping pong dialogue?
Ping pong.
Ping pong dialogue.
On yong.
The saddest part is with her, Aaron is currently
Working.
in one of the other rooms, actually working while we're here doing this. And the saddest part is that we won't be able to hear her comments on mic.
We should just snake the mic over to the other room.
I could do that.
Little audio surveillance. NSA that shit.
So looking around here at this room that we're standing in currently, how many square feet is this building?
Total like sales floor area, we're gonna guess around a little over 6,000 square feet.
Shit, that's a lot of square feet.
A lot of fucking paint.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Aaron is currently in one of the side rooms. We're going to have our main sales floor, and then we will have an entire room dedicated to just turntables, sound systems. It will be our
Hi-fi room.
hi-fi room. Well said, sir. That is where Aaron is currently, painting things, taping things.
Generally avoiding the microphone.
Because even when we're not recording in her home, she can't escape this bullshit.
Exactly.
That's fine.
Par for the course.
So we will have, let's see, humongous sales floor, 80,000 square,
Yes,
6,000
80,000 square
80,000
feet.
square feet. Hi-fi room. What else do we have in store for this location?
We mentioned in the last podcast we've got the stage.
It's just over yonder if you look.
There's been a lot of interest in this stage ever since we talked about it on both this podcast and the Poughkeepsie Journal article that ran about a week ago
Thanks,
about our
Poughkeepsie
moving.
Journal.
Yeah, thanks Poughkeepsie Journal. Thanks John Barry.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of phone calls and a lot of comments in store that they're excited for the stage, and hopefully you can live up to some great expectations here.
Indeed.
Who knows the history these walls could one day hold?
Who knows the history they currently hold?
Probably
Being an
a
old-
body or two. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. I mean, it's an OTB. Let's face it. Someone died in here.
Oh, we should get our contact who used to work at OTB and have her on the podcast for some stories.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
I don't know if she would do it. Do you think she would do it?
Bet she would do it.
She'd probably do
It's
it.
informal enough. We don't have to mention her name.
Fake
We
name.
can make it anonymous.
Alias.
I could probably find some kind of voice decoding thing.
Oh, that'd be
changes
great.
it.
Like the
Like America's Most Wanted. Yeah.
Can you actually just make it just like a Darth Vader voice?
I think that's the only thing there is. I think there's just like Darth Vader
No, I want the
with her breathing and everything.
yeah everything.
You know what I'm doing? I'm just going to go to Toys R Us and get a Darth Vader helmet that
The
has
mask,
the sound
yeah.
effects built
Yep.
in, and that's what we'll do. That'll be our voice transformer. So we will give you guys updates as soon as we know our exact move-in date. We're going to have a celebration. We're going to welcome all you guys here. We're going to have music. We're going to have a whole new expanded sales floor. We're gonna
Dancing Ewoks.
so much more to offer. We might have some kind of Ewok-style Return of the Jedi celebration at the end. Where are we going to find a treehouse at this time of night?
I mean, I can.
I got a lot of wood scraps over there.
We got
can
some
just
wood
build one.
scraps
Okay.
and yeah.
At least 5 old Mousekowitz can fit in this treehouse.
Our house band, Five Mousekowitz,
And
and
the
the
Cossack
Cossack
Cats.
Cats, they will be performing at the celebration. We'll let you guys know exactly as soon as we have a move-in date. You will hear it here. Well, you probably hear it on our social media first. You won't hear it on this podcast.
Yeah, you will not hear it here first.
You'll
But
hear
you'll
it here
see it in other
as well.
places.
It's
and
maybe
we
the
will
last
discuss
place
it.
you hear it.
I just want to point out, if you're getting your news from this podcast, you're really...
You're going to be behind on the times.
Yeah, so many things are wrong with that.
I feel like we should do a news segment in each podcast, though.
I had that idea, actually. We should do like a vinyl news segment or
I like it.
something. Well, we've got one we can talk about. Today is Thursday, November 19th. That makes tomorrow Friday, which is new release day. And the absolute, hands down, biggest release of the day tomorrow is the new Adele album, 25.
Yeah.
And in Adele news, she personally has apparently been involved in the decision not to allow any streaming of her new record.
We were talking about this earlier because no, it apparently was leaked. The Rolling Stone article I read said that they had sources within her production company that said she was personally involved in the decision to not allow streaming of her new album. Which I guess it should be clarified that you can still buy a download. You just can't get it
Right,
on
it just won't be
Pandora
on a
or
streaming service.
Spotify
Right.
or Apple Music. So you got to get physical.
There's,
You got to get physical with Adele.
Well,
there's 3 albums, so at least 3 men have gotten physical with Adele in her life.
Hello. Well, it's few and far between the artists that aren't allowing streaming of their music.
Was the last
particularly in
one-
the, I mean, I'm not sure you exactly call Adele pop, but it's certainly of popular.
Yeah, I mean, I
Reference?
would consider her pop, I guess. Yeah,
I don't
she was
know.
like old school pop. from
Did you listen to the
1950s.
record at all?
I did. We listened to it earlier.
It was there's some poppier moments to it actually. It's
It
there's
had
some
little pop.
beats
The
and
second track actually took me by surprise. Like it got really poppy after it opened.
yeah,
with Hello.
there was some heavy bass tracks. But I mean, the only other major artist that I can think of that's not allowing streaming is Taylor Swift.
Right.
Correct. And in fact, she was cited in the article that we were looking at.
Oh, I didn't actually read the article. I just saw the headline.
So is it too soon to critique the album?
I only listened to it like partially, so I can't comment.
We listened to it, and I mean, JB admitted it was his first time ever really listening to any Adele at length,
I think it was the first time I had ever.
like excluding radio singles and stuff like that.
Correct.
Okay.
I think it was the first time I had ever really paid attention to Adele, let alone. Oh, I'm going to say cumulatively. That was the most Adele
most
I've
Adele
ever
that's
listened
ever
to
happened to
in
you.
my life. Like every Adele moment previous to that added up did not equal that.
Well, as an Adele virgin, what was your reaction?
I was pleasantly surprised. I guess I didn't really know what to. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know really what sort of Adele was all about.
Had you heard the single "Hello"?
No,
Okay.
I had only maybe heard 6 seconds of it.
Hello.
Yeah, I'd heard that. That is all over Vine, so that's the one thing I definitely know I've heard. But I'd never heard the full song at length. I'd never heard an Adele record at length, and I mean, I couldn't tell you an Adele song that was on a previous record. Not in a way that's meant to insult her in any way. Just it was a pleasant surprise for me. A lot of how the songs were put together and the range of styles that was on the record, I actually found really cool.
She's got a great voice.
She had an amazing voice, yeah.
Which is even more impressive because she had that oral surgery or the throat surgery like between 21 and this album. As I recall, there was a lot of concern like
Whether or
among her
not she'd be
fans
able to
whether or
sing.
not she would actually be able to sing after the operation. It was different than 21, which is probably the most Adele I've heard is 21. I've listened to like 19 once. 21 I've heard a couple times. 25 first time. This is weird with her titles.
Well, it's already poised to break records. Like they're saying that this could beat.
NSYNC's
Well, nobody's actually said that it could beat NSYNC's record for most albums sold in the first week, but it's expected to beat Taylor Swift's 1989 from. Was that last year or was that 2 years ago
last
now?
year, last Christmas.
It's expected to beat that, and it's also expected to beat Britney Spears, maybe one more time, or whatever that record was called.
And that's such a funny thing to me, which is the whole idea of like industry speculation within the industry itself, and them setting these, speculative goals and making these announcements to me is such like a, I don't know, it's such a funny.
Well, I
thing.
think they base a lot of it on pre-orders, like stores and mass retailers, like us, and the number of orders that they have come in before the record comes out. Obviously, do people pre-order digitally? Like, I know that's an option, but does anybody actually do that?
You can do that. Yeah.
I know you can do that, but does anybody actually do it?
I don't actually. No, I have never.
Because I don't
pre-ordered
understand
anything
the
digitally.
pre-order of a digital item, because it's gonna be there regardless.
I've definitely ordered things and gotten one song.
Well, yeah, I
and
think
then,
that's
like
different.
A week later, you get the full record.
Like you're waiting for the physical, but they're giving you something in the meantime.
Yeah, I
But like
guess.
say I know you could go on the great iTunes and you could pre-order a record, but why?
Yeah, I don't know. You're not waiting in lines. You don't have to worry about
I mean,
someone running out.
maybe at midnight tomorrow the servers are gonna crash for Adele or something. But
So the other reason that we have gathered here this evening is to discuss what is coming up next weekend, which is, of course,
Thanksgiving. Yay, turkey.
I was going to say Black Friday.
You're right. That's technically a Thursday.
Yes.
Let's go fuck myself.
I just said next week. So next week is Black Friday, which for anyone who's into, who's been in our store before and is into record collecting knows that Record Store Day has a second sort of mini Record Store Day on Black Friday that we will be participating in again this year.
yeah, it's
Slightly shorter list, but still some cool titles.
and the idea is it's not necessarily just for you. The idea is that there could also be some cool gifts that you might like to pick up for somebody.
But realistically, we know all you greedy fuckers are in line for yourselves. You should probably cut that.
And this is also the first year for people who don't know about record industry changes, but this year they moved new release day officially from Tuesdays to Fridays.
That happened in mid-July.
Yeah.
And so what also this means is in addition to all the Record Store Day titles that are coming out next Friday, Black Friday is what I'm trying to say.
The Friday that is black.
Because this isn't live, thank God.
Really quick, talking about future plans, and talking about recording our podcast here. And in theory, I had this vision of us doing the podcast here on the stage,
Live.
with the three of us, and doing it live. Like, there's a lot of guys who do their podcast live in front of crowds.
I think we've just proven that could backfire on us. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's no such thing as bad press.
What do you mean, us?
So basically, people, if you ever listen to us, if we ever in the future do this live, and you
Oh,
wonder
man.
why JB
Oh.
is stationed at the side of the stage with the closest access to an exit, it's because of me.
You know what we're gonna we know what we're gonna need to do? We're gonna need to hire a guy with a giant hook who's gonna have to walk over and just pull you off stage. That's why Jews are in Fievel Goes West. Okay, you're done.
Yeah, ironically, in Fievel Goes West, they really didn't have much to do about his emigration. He was just going west. Wanted to be a cowboy.
Well, yeah, you know, Father Goes West was about dollars, not heart.
Yeah.
Just like Land
agreed.
Before Time 2, Lion King 2.
Weren't
Yeah.
there like 30
Basically,
Land Before Time
sequels in general,
Yeah.
except Empire Strikes Back, which is vastly superior to everything else in the world.
Yeah.
Lawrence Kasdan.
Dark Knight Returns with
Yeah.
Heath Ledger as the Joker.
I never saw.
Okay.
Wait,
Oh, far superior
Yeah,
than
you
the
saw
first
that I
one.
dragged you.
no,
to
that
see
was Dark Knight.
No, that was the first
Nope.
one. Dark Knight was the first one.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
No,
Dark
Batman
Knight
Begins.
was with the Joker. Dark Knight Rises was, yeah.
Dark Knight Rises was the Bane one.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes. That one.
Nerdcast.
That one's okay.
I could be on it.
The best thing that one had going for it was Tom Hardy,
Oh God.
who I love. I will watch Tom Hardy in anything.
Agreed.
The football player. I was
That's
Tom Brady.
Sure. Close enough.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why we don't talk sports.
Thomas Jane.
He was the Punisher.
Punisher. Okay.
Not Billy Zane, who was the Phantom.
Fitness guru.
And the
Oh.
douchebag in Titanic.
What about who's
and
the
the
fitness
douchebag in Back to the Future Part 2.
Wait, the
And-
douchebag.
Oh, yeah, okay. Billy Zane is a douchebag.
Apparently.
Wait. Okay. The only one of those I really know is Titanic.
I thought you were going to say Zoolander.
No, actually, I've never seen Zoolander.
Oh, you should.
I want
Fun.
to. I know Tom Waits is in it, isn't he? Is he in a cameo?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think you just happen to know films Tom Waits appears in.
Well, I do, but I think he's something to do with a shovel or something like that.
Are you thinking of Mystery Men?
Oh, yeah, I am thinking of Mystery Man.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
Other Ben Stiller movie.
But yeah, he was in that film directed by Lawrence Kasdan.
Oh, here we go.
We were talking about Black Friday.
So Black Friday is coming up. It is, by the time this podcast comes out, it will be officially 1 week away.
So there's a good list this year.
It is. It's got some cool titles on there.
I want to point out, today I think was actually the first time I really looked at the list in depth. I am pleasantly surprised with the list for Black Friday this year.
Yeah, I think I think one of the things about Record Store Day is as the popularity of the day grows, both the major April one and the Black Friday version, I think that the caliber of titles may be getting better because there's so much competition, because Record Store Day actually selects which titles are allowed to be official Record Store Day titles. So, you know, as
For every one you see on the list, there's probably 10 that were.
who knows how many didn't
deleted
make the
or shut
cut,
down.
but
Interesting. I never knew that.
there's basically labels submit the titles that are being released as Record Store Day product to Record Store Day, which is really an organization of only like 4 people.
So they have to basically pitch themselves and their products.
I would love to see the ones that got rejected. Like, I would love to know who.
I would too, because some of like the 7 inches that have been chosen are really stupid. So I'd love to see what the rejection pile looks like.
I would love to know people who just want to be involved but just didn't make the cut. You know, I'd love to know how people are contributing and what they're suggesting, and just kind of to know that, you know, to know who's in this, like to know who's like actively saying like we want to be a part of this and we want to contribute to something that we think is really important. I think that's like an interesting. That could even be it's an interesting documentary we could do. Right.
I just had an idea for a podcast. Like I still have this fantasy of having guests on the podcast.
Agreed.
And I know there's some people we know that maybe we could get to come talk about the selection of Record Store Day titles for Record Store Day. Like, yeah, like we know somebody from Warner Brothers that who's sort of semi-local. Maybe we can get him to come talk about it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Or even we'll just call him and talk to him.
Yeah.
Just go to his house.
So let's talk about some of the things that are coming out for Black Friday. There is a list that you can download on the official Record Store Day Black Friday website. It's got everybody listed alphabetically, and it includes not just the exclusive Black Friday releases, but it also lists small run or regional releases and what they're calling Black Friday first releases, which are records that are coming out on Black Friday that will be, I guess, released later on in full runs. These are kind of like short run first pressings.
They go to indies first.
like-
They're
yeah,
giving,
it's like a-
they're giving indie retailers the
A
first
window
chance
release,
at
I
them.
believe, is the industry term.
Which is cool. And there's a like I said, I saw it today for the first time, and I was pleasantly surprised by not just the caliber of artists that have all contributed, but just the list itself and the amount of people that are on it. I think there's a lot of great stuff on it.
So what's the piece you're most excited for? If you had to pick, well, I guess you don't have to pick one, but what sticks out in your craw?
I will tell you exactly what is the number one thing that I'm most
I
excited
think
about.
we might be on the same page on this one.
And I think you ruined this for me today,
Oh,
in fact, by
fuck.
telling me what it was. You told me.
asked.
I mean,
Well, what is it?
so I'm most excited about the Nine Inch Nails release, which is Halos 1 through 4 in a box set,
Yeah.
a 4 LP box set.
Okay, so we're talking Pretty Hate Machine.
It's the 3 singles that led up to Pretty Hate Machine, right?
Halo 1 was Down in It,
Oh, yeah.
which
okay.
I had on a like maxi single CD. I remember that.
I totally, like a year or two ago, I found Halo 1 12-inch vinyl at a flea market.
Cool. Halo 2 is in fact just Pretty Hate Machine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And according to the Nine Inch Nails Wikipedia, they released a Halo 2R, which was the 2010 remaster of Pretty Hate Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because Trent.
I mean, that's what
he
we
remixed
still.
it a bit.
That's what
Yeah.
we're selling as new vinyl copy in the store.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's accurate. I think there's a reissue of the straight Pretty Hate Machine, and then there was a different version of the 2010. I think.
Wasn't there one that was re-released like without Trent's consent or something along those lines, and he sent like a message out saying like, "Hey, don't buy this specific version
oh, fuck.
of this
Did you burp
album."
again, man? I got lo mein.
I didn't.
Ah, damn it.
It's permeating
now.
now.
It's just making the rounds.
It's in the air tonight.
No, there's no Phil Collins. On the
There
back
is
cover.
Phil Collins.
Oh,
There's a
shit.
Phil Collins 7-inch pick disc of In the Air Tonight.
I can feel it
see what you did
coming
there.
in the air tonight.
Hold on.
What did you say? What was the last 2 words?
Hold on.
What did you say?
That's what I said too.
Okay.
Is that wrong?
I thought I heard,
No, I had some.
I heard somebody
coffee in my
kind
throat.
of mumble it, and I was like, I heard like an "Oh Lord," maybe. That's what I thought. I heard.
Lord.
Oh
It was
Lord.
mainly like, oh Lord, I told myself I'd never sing Phil Collins again, and here I am.
Hello.
On mic, no less.
So
like a
quick
young
side
Julio
note.
Iglesias.
Yeah, exactly. Roberto and I don't remember why, but we once went to karaoke at this place in Schenectady.
You know why I went to karaoke?
Like 1 a.m.
Because
I
it was
want to
the
say.
only place that would serve alcohol to minors.
Oh yeah, we were underage.
And we took Tressa.
Yeah, she was really underage. Holy shit.
that was-
I was like 19.
We should probably add some clarification to this.
What was the name of this place?
Well, it's not around anymore. It was called Bangkok Thai.
Bangkok Thai.
So other side note, they closed because somebody lost their head in a dumbwaiter accident
Shut
in the
up.
restaurant, which is fucked up.
Wow.
It's so awesome.
But anyway, we were there singing karaoke, and I don't remember what fucking song you did. Was it Enrique or was it Julio?
It was neither.
What was it?
I
It was something long
sang
and
a Phil
semi-Spanish.
Collins. It was the was it Spanish?
It was something semi-Spanish.
It might have been Enrique Iglesias. Then. I
I
can't
think
remember.
it was, yeah.
I did that, and I know I did the Phil Collins Tarzan song.
Yeah, that you did. And then there was this really
Listen,
drunk older man.
Judgy eyes over there.
This drunk older gentleman at the end of the bar who, after Roberto's rendition of whatever really long fucking song it was, comes over and he goes, "You know, you sound like a young Julio Iglesias."
And that's how I got my start. Mm-hmm. Attending birthday parties as Julio Iglesias. Side job. Check out my website.
Anyway,
youngjulio.com.
back to Black Friday.
So yeah, so I'll just shoot some off here off the list that I have in front of me here. There's a David Bowie release coming out for Earthling.
Yeah?
There is a Beck Dreams.
Which is the new single from his forthcoming record, which was apparently, from what I understand, recorded at the same time as Morning Phase. So he did the Morning Phase record, and he did whatever the new record is going to be called. I'm not sure.
Now,
The single is Dreams from it. And I guess originally Morning Phase was never actually intended to be the big record that it was. That was just sort of like a
Yeah, that's what I
return
heard,
record.
like-
And then whatever this new record is called, I can't remember, is going to be like the fucking Beck
I heard
return.
originally he wasn't even planning on releasing Morning Phase.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
I think that's
came
what it
out
was.
pretty good, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh, let me just throw it out there, and I'm Beck. I'm doing it.
You know what else I learned recently is that Back to the Future 2 and 3 were filmed at the same time.
In order for continuity or age or...
I'm assuming just to save money for the
Oh,
studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, weren't like the Hobbit movies all filmed like that?
Yeah, they were pretty much filmed straight through.
Nerdcast.
Yeah.
Listen, stop trying to flaunt your credentials.
Listen, I could
You're
be.
not making the cut.
I could be on the Nerdcast.
You're off the team.
I could be on the Nerdcast. You guys are the straight men, and I'm the comic relief.
Johnny Cash is putting out Man in Black in Denmark, 1971, a 2 LP set.
That's cool. On Record Store this past year, they did
another
a
one,
live
yeah.
in Poland. I think was the other one. So it's like the series that's going on now.
There's a Charlie Parker Dizzy Gillespie Jazz at Massey Hall 10-inch LP collection. That's a 3 10-inch box.
That's cool. Massey Hall is like a really famous venue in Canada, which a lot of people have played.
The Clash are putting out The Clash,
No.
their self-titled LP. The Clit Boys are putting out an album.
The Clit Boys.
The Clit Boys, it's called We Don't Play the Game, and it's out on Beer City Records.
Well, I would like to clarify that you're saying clit, not clip, because you're saying it fast.
Clit.
It says you're saying
Clit.
Clitoris.
They are the Clit
Clitoris.
Commanders.
Clit Commanders.
That's correct. Coheed is putting out a record, The Color
Yeah.
Before the Sun. It's a new one, right?
I think it's demos from The Color
That's
Before the Sun.
their trend.
Their
yeah.
MO for Record Store Day releases.
Cool. Dave Matthews Band is putting out a live 4 LP set. Holy shit.
Again, continuing with the live track series that started, I want to say 3 years ago for the Dave Matthews live series. And this one, they're always super fucking limited, and they always go really quickly. So if you want that one, come early.
This one apparently is it's a 4 LP set, and they pressed 2,000 copies total.
I think that's probably the biggest run they've done. Like maybe the first live tracks, I don't know if they were iffy about it or something, but I think it was only like 500.
Yeah, I remember that.
Big money
that went
online
quick.
now.
There's let's see here. There's a Deerhoof LP coming out. There's an Earth, Wind, and Fire, Best of Earth, Wind, and Fire. Easy E, his Christmas record.
Hey.
Hey.
Was that unreleased before? It might have been unreleased previously.
I don't know.
It's a 7-inch.
Okay.
Couldn't tell you. All right. J Electronica, who I assumed was J Reatard.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think you're right.
Okay. Garbage, putting out a 20th anniversary version of their self-titled album.
I actually think this will be a pretty cool piece. I think it's on pink vinyl. Don't quote me on that.
Well, it says it's on a 2 LP set, which is still cool. The Get Up Kids are
That
putting
is-
out an EP.
I think that one's going to be big too.
Yeah, I'm a Get Up Kids fan. Ben Harper putting out a Fight for Your Mind, a 2 LP set. John Lee Hooker putting out 2 sides of John Lee Hooker. That's an LP. Howlin' Wolf.
I would actually like to talk about the Howlin' Wolf record. Howlin' Wolf, the London sessions.
Oh, yeah.
A friend of ours, another fellow record store owner, this is being reissued by him, and he went to painstaking lengths to put this record out. Apparently, this record is like 3+ years in the making.
Really?
Because he was like trying to track down the original master tapes, and he went all over his like London. It's called the London session, so I guess presumably you start in London or whatever the recording studio was, and then like he got some tapes from there, and they were told they weren't right. And then he went to Chicago, and those weren't right, and like he got as close as he possibly could.
And you can trust us because we got the story firsthand.
You know, he put into really painstaking lengths for this. Put a lot into the artwork of it, like the jacket. It's an old school tip-on jacket, really heavyweight. It's supposed to be really cool. I think it's going to be one of the cooler pieces of Record Store Day Black Friday.
Are you looking at your dressing room because you want me to talk about things that I'm looking forward to? I mean, it's a little boring because I'm not going to lie. The 9 Inch Nails thing is top of my list too. That sounded really cool when I first heard about it.
What about the B-52's live release? You never see live B-52's records.
That's true. I have never seen a live B-52 record.
I mean, I've seen bootlegs, but nothing like official.
And it's live from 79.
Yeah.
Too.
Which is a good year.
Early.
It's the year I was born.
You know what? Somehow that came up earlier today, and I thought, fucking weird. Born in a whole different decade than the rest of us.
Here's another one that should be cool. I have honestly not sure what's on it, but this John Malkovich release.
Oh, that thing's fucking cool.
Because we were at a conference, Justin and I, and we saw some of the mock-ups for the picture discs.
The artwork alone is amazing.
It's incredible. It basically took John Malkovich and put him into different pop culture, that just, painted him up as different pop culture icons, including the Joker is the one that stuck out in my mind because I'm a fucking nerd. So visually, that one's really cool. I have no idea what it sounds like.
We can talk about, there's a B.B. King release called The Thrill Is Gone. Obviously, B.B. King passed away this year, so that might have something to do with why it's a Record Store Day piece. But
Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, live in the Middle East. At the Middle East.
At the Middle East, which is in Boston.
Berto's not reading it all. For you Beatles freaks out there, there's a Paul McCartney release of Say, Say, Say.
There's a repress of Outkast's Stankonia.
Yeah, that one actually I think is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hard record to find.
Run DMC singles collection.
That one's kind of cool too.
Yeah.
I'm actually generally a little skeptical of 7-inch box sets, but I get this one.
Yeah, in the past, 7-inch box sets have been kind of touch and go depending on what
Depending
they
on
are.
what it is, a lot of them are like soul collections, and you really have to have a soul collector. So I think you're reaching a different market by tapping into this one.
Here's one that caught my fancy: the Transformers soundtrack, 30th anniversary.
I think that'll be cool.
I believe it is the animated movie soundtrack, not Shia LaBeouf. I mean, it's obviously 30th anniversary, so Shia LaBeouf is not that fucking old. Hasn't been that long since he destroyed that franchise.
Whoa. Don't blame it on Shia LaBeouf.
Okay,
all right?
I'm sorry.
He
Michael
didn't ruin
Bay.
it. Yeah, he
let's
didn't ruin the
let's
franchise.
assign the blame where the blame needs to go.
I'd like to say on the Shia LaBeouf front that earlier, Aaron and I had the TV on. There was a mention of Shia LaBeouf's soft penis, and Aaron said she was curious to see it.
There's a lot of
That's
people who are
interesting.
really interested in
Yeah.
seeing his.
I'm sure.
Soft
Well, it's on the
penis.
internet because there was a blurred image on the TV. There's a Jaco Pastorius release, which is the soundtrack to the Robert Trujillo film. That was the
Ooh,
official
right.
film of Record Store Day this year. And so they're going to put that out on vinyl. There's another series that there's like a bunch of first album reissues that seem to be coming, especially in the rockabilly world. Like we've got Carl Perkins and Jerry Lee Lewis. I know they're both reissuing their first records.
The True Detective soundtrack. I'm jumping out of alphabetical order here, but the
We
True
don't need to be
Detective
alphabet.
soundtrack.
You're going straight to
Fuck the
soundtracks.
alphabet. I went right where my radar took me. So the True Detective soundtrack should be pretty cool. I believe the CD was released earlier in the year, and it's got some cool tracks from Nick Cave, Leonard Cohen's on there.
It's a cool soundtrack.
It is, yeah. Gets very bluesy at points, very diverse.
Great party record. The Queen Bohemian Rhapsody 12-inch. Mm-hmm. Like, how could you fucking resist? Tenacious D record.
Oh, the live one?
Yeah.
That should be cool.
I'm excited about that.
Dardeath and the White Dwarves.
Yeah,
Garden State soundtrack on a really cool splitter vinyl.
that's cool. The Sword is putting out High Country
Oh,
on a new
fuck
2LP.
yeah. Is it 2LP? It might be Pick Disc.
Is that one of that's the regional one? Is that coming to the U.S. or is that somewhere
No,
else?
I mean, I know we ordered it. I don't know what
Okay.
we're getting yet, but I'm excited for that. I feel like it's a Pick Disc. I can't remember off the top of my head, though.
Because that is something that causes confusion in years past, is the regional releases.
Yes,
Sometimes we get disappointed people, they don't realize it was like a UK exclusive or something.
and that's something that's important to talk about. Is we are going to do our best to get everything we can for everybody, and every year we do the same thing, which is we order just about damn near everything,
Virtually everything.
and we get what we get. And the way
It's not up to us.
Yeah, stores are allocated pieces, and what we will do is the night before, or I guess because Thanksgiving is the night before, maybe the Wednesday before, we will be putting up on our website our menu, which will be everything that we have in-house, so that you can see it, so that when you show up Friday morning, you know what you have.
You know you got a chance at the very least.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, if you don't see it on our menu, then we don't have it.
Correct.
It's not like a secret code word. There's no handshake. But if you want to try all those things, feel free, but you're still not going to get it.
I love a good secret handshake.
Me too.
It's not going to
I
get
don't
on a
know
record,
any
but I
secret
mean,
handshakes.
I know a lot, but they're secret.
You do?
he can't tell you them, obviously.
I can't tell you. They're secret.
So we will do everything in our power to get just about everything on this list. There's going to be some things we can't, and
I think for the most part, we usually do pretty well.
yeah.
Like we make a
did-
conscious effort to submit our orders early, to really think about who our customer is and what we think we should make available to everybody.
And I think we've gotten better over the years, too.
Yeah, you live and learn. Like there's obviously if you can come into the store and we've got plenty of older Record Store Day stuff left over, which maybe we just predicted wrong, but that doesn't mean they're not good pieces.
So for Black Friday, we will be open at 9 a.m., and we will hand out a printed copy of the menu to everyone who shows up Friday morning. Not to
Yes.
everyone. We'll have copies on hand.
We're gonna have some great sales in addition to
Yeah.
the Record Store Day. You don't have to come for the Record Store Day product. You can come for the exploitative sale. We
And
can
the
say it here.
company and camaraderie.
Yeah,
If you want to
think-
see everyone here really stressed out, come check us out.
No. I disagree with that. I think
Yeah.
the stress is all leading up to it, and then when you actually get to the day, I think that's when you're just like, fuck it, let's have a good time.
If you want, come mid-afternoon if you want to see Aaron taking a nap on the bench seat, because that usually happens at some point.
With a little luck and a lot of gusto, perhaps we'll be in this very location.
Indeed.
I'm not going to make any promises, but a lot of 14, 15-hour days could be coming my way.
Lines, there's usually a line. I mean, come prepared to wait in line.
You raise an excellent point here, Berto.
Lines.
There will be lines in the morning, or I should say, in previous years, we've had lines.
Yeah, we generally anticipate a line for all Record Store Day events. The November Black Friday is usually a little more subdued due to the climate in November. However, these days it's been quite warm, so you never know what next week will bring.
And I think the most important thing to note in regards to that is that the way we do it is all first come, first serve.
Yep, there are no reserves. We do not hold things for you.
Exactly.
There's no special treatment. Not even for that secret handshake
Exactly.
that I can't even talk about.
So come early.
Means secret hand job.
You
Okay,
might get,
I mean,
you might get records for a secret.
That
hand
might
job.
get you a record or two. Yeah.
Son of a bitch! I just got a hand job.
Schnikes.
Secret
Here's
hand
Dave
job.
Matthews and Nine Inch Nails.
Here
Go,
it is.
take them.
We talking dry or wet? Different
Look,
reward, I'd say.
Different. I concur. Dry, you're getting a 7-inch. Wet.
You
maybe
might get a little less than that, fella. Boom!
Says the milkman.
Yeah.
No, he's the Orbits man.
No, I
he-
got a nickname at his house. That sounds wrong.
I have a freezer on my property that is currently being used to store a large supply of breast milk.
Is that legal?
You know what?
Legal to have breast milk?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfectly legal.
Another person's
I've
breast
often
milk? Is that
accused them of being a part of a. What?
We are not breaking any laws by hoarding breast milk.
Yeah.
We've upgraded to hoarding breast milk now.
Yeah. So anyway, I have a freezer full of breast milk in my garage, and the carpenters who are renovating my house have run into Justin delivering or picking up milk from time to time, and apparently they've started calling him the milkman, because not all of them know his name, but they know the milkman.
Okay.
When the milkman comes,
can.
So 9 a.m. Expect a line.
dress appropriately.
It's gonna be cold.
Check the weather. Could be cold. Could
Yep.
be raining.
We'll do our best to accommodate.
Can we talk about that? It was like 70 degrees outside today, and it's
Holy
fucking
shit.
November.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So who knows? Maybe it'll be shorts weather. You know,
be
at
shorts
this
weather.
rate,
Yeah.
No idea.
Well, I just saw a headline earlier today. 2015 set to be the hottest year on record.
I believe it. It was hot as a motherfucker sometimes over the summer.
It was hot as a motherfucker like last week.
I think that's the thing. It's like it's staying hotter longer.
Right.
Yeah.
And we saw snow once, but that was back in. That was
flurries,
literally
yeah.
like in
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
September for some reason.
Yeah. Of course, with our luck.
Now we're descending
probably
into like old
snowed
person
out.
territory. We're talking about the weather.
Young punk kids and their MP3s.
That's a podcast right there. Let's just talk about the local weather.
So what else? What else for Black Friday?
We're gonna have a bunch of new vinyl on sale.
Oh, yeah.
Select titles. I think we picked out some pretty cool stuff. Let's see what's on the list here. We've got things from the Avett Brothers, Clutch, Beach House, Thelonious Monk, The Front Bottoms, Dead Weather, Coheed and Cambria, Ugly Casanova, Silver Sun Pickups, Red House Painters, Wonder Years, Gaslight Anthem, Pavement, Ben Fold, Sitting Color, Guster, Gary Clark Jr., Low, Foxing, Faith No More, Smashing Pumpkins, Churches, Ryan Adams, Kylesa, Lucero, Blitzen Trapper, Ghostface Killah, Indigo Girls, Defeater, Death Grips, Offspring, and we picked out some good shit.
He's gonna read the whole list.
I was going to say,
I did not
he did
read
not
the
pick
whole
some
list.
highlights. He went for the whole thing.
No, I look at how many things are on this list and how many I didn't read. Damn it!
And these are
I
we'll
was
point
getting
out
huffy. We've reached the part of the night where he gets huffy.
This is and these are all new vinyl as well. That are all on sale.
Spanking brand new.
Exactly. So we're gonna have sales. We have a Ramones Crosley turntable that's gonna be on sale. We have vinyl style brushes. We have spin cleans. We have a whole bunch of other stuff in store that will also be on sale all day long.
And let's say that you don't have to just think about yourself with these sales. Like, this is a great opportunity to get that person who's getting into vinyl, or maybe who got into vinyl this year, a nice little thing or something to go along with their vinyl, help preserve it, take care of it.
Like maybe your favorite record store employee, who are all very handsome and also like gifts.
And sometimes their breath smells like Chinese food, even though they
In
haven't
which
ate
case,
it
they
for
don't
7
deserve
days.
shit. Anyways, I had a question about Black Friday.
Shoot.
Are there, in addition to Black Friday releases, also regular Friday new releases?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's kind of what we touched on earlier.
Okay.
Oh,
We
actually,
talked about
I don't
this
think we
already.
actually
didn't talk about it
I don't
in
think we
depth,
finished the point.
'cause
We got
one thing that's
sidetracked
not a
about
Black
something.
Friday release, but I'm pretty sure it's coming out next Friday, is the Danzig Skeletons album,
It's coming out next Friday.
which I'm kind of excited about.
So we talked about this earlier. We apparently didn't get to the point.
Not
but,
to my satisfaction.
This is the first year that new release day is Friday. So in addition to the regular Black Friday titles that are coming out, there is also the whole fucking shitload of new releases that are also coming out today. We're not saying labels piled on because it's Black Friday and they already know it.
Stop.
We would
Just
never accuse them of that
dial
because
it
they don't
back.
know how to do that.
Dial it back.
So there's a lot of great new releases that aren't limited Black Friday product, but will also be available that day. Reissues of Dillinger Escape Plan records on limited indie exclusive colored vinyl.
That's correct.
And the Danzig Skeletons album.
Many other things.
So, and in addition to Black Friday, this is honestly, this is going to be a big weekend for us. This is also the following day is Small Business Saturday.
That is true. And on Small Business Saturday,
Small Business Saturday will have its own specials. We will give you guys the details of that
soon,
when we feel like it. In
the future.
Yeah. But
You gotta wait.
So that whole weekend, we have so much for you guys. We're going to have so many great titles. We're really looking forward to seeing everybody here at the store.
We're gonna be hanging out, having fun.
For now, for the all intents and purposes, we will be at our old location, 782 Main Street in Poughkeepsie. If anything changes,
We'll fucking blast it out there.
you'll know.
you will be the first,
We will-
or third, or fourth person to know.
Believe us, we want to be in the new store. We're just not sure it's gonna happen.
And coming up next on our next podcast, which is also exciting, that was a drum roll, is
Which will be our episode 11.
episode 11.
We'll have
Well, what about
Frost Christmas.
Record Store Day Line recording?
Yeah, it might be 12. No, we
10.5?
gave it its own number. It's a
We did?
number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could do like Nine Inch Nails. It could be 11R.
We're going to put out a podcast from Black Friday, but then following that will be our top 10 list podcast. We want you guys all to be involved. What we'd really like you to do is send us your top 10 lists. Like, we'd love to know what you guys thought. We would love to know what you guys listened to this year. Email it to us, Facebook it to us, write it down and bring it into us.
Message in a bottle. That works.
If you want to put it in
Unrelated.
if you want to put it in like a glass jug with a tiny ship, that's also
Oh, that's
also
be
good.
great.
Yeah.
And we're gonna post your guys' lists. We're gonna hopefully take some pictures with you guys.
I want to physically post them in the store too.
Exactly. So send us your top 10 list. We'll be sharing them all December long, and we'll be sharing ours with you on the next Darkside podcast.
Second to next. 2 podcasts from now.
Sure. Whatever. Close
Whatever.
enough.
We'll see you on Black Friday.
Yeah. Thanks for listening once again. This has been the Darkside Records and Gallery podcast. I'm JB.
I'm JJ.
I'm Berto.
Oh!
Thanks.
That sounded painful.
I'm leaving.
Oh, God.
There's the lo mein.
Wow.
But that's
Please
talent
stop
right there.
talking. Wow.
So somehow your stomach has found a way to secrete scents from foods you haven't eaten recently.
Yeah, that's my superpower.